BoxerVoice.com live here with trainer Sugar Hill. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man, but I want to know truly how you're feeling. I mean, we got this gym crowded today, Adrian Broner, Paulo Malignaggi, and of course we have Jonathan Banks versus Seth Mitchell, the rematch on the undercard. A lot of media. How are you feeling going unrecognized here? People not noticing that you're the man that, of course, put together the plan that got Jonathan Banks the big win over Seth Mitchell. Then just last week, got Adonis Stevensons the big knockout over Chad Dawson. And no one's noticing that, but surely but slowly, your name is becoming more and more known in the sport of boxing.
It doesn't bother me that people don't know who I am in the sport of boxing. What matters is that the fighters that I train, they keep winning. And that's what I was told by Emmanuel. He said, just keep winning, and everything else will take care of itself.
Now, a popular figure in the sport, Max Kellerman, botched your name up on HBO, then tried to blame it on on Adonis Stevenson. That didn't bother you?
No, it didn't bother me. I just assumed that Max was more excited than Adonis and myself.
All right, now talking about Adonis Stevenson, I mean, clearly you were always there with Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel was always very vocal about being 100% sure that Adonis would trouble any boxer. Any boxer. He was specific. He didn't never say brawler. He said boxer. Chad Dawson is that. But were you at all surprised that the end came so soon?
The end coming so soon, it kind of surprised me. I didn't expect Adonis to catch Chad that early in the fight, that clean. And I was just getting settled in the corner. The punch came 1 minute into the fight. And I saw, they were kind of filling each other out a little bit. And I saw Chad he was trying to, I guess, be the bigger guy as a light heavyweight versus Adonis moving up from super middleweight to light heavyweight. And we worked on a lot of things in the gym, a lot more than what you saw in the ring. And what you saw was Adonis feint, then shot a 1-2 right over the top. And Chad he was just standing there when he feinted him. So it kind of took him by surprise that he actually didn't see it coming, and that's what he said. He didn't see the punch coming. So it was something that was set up by Adonis. I just didn't know it would come that quick with a guy like Chad Dawson, who's been at the top of the game for about 7 years.
Now, was that shocking that he didn't see it coming when he got hit with the same punch right before the knockout punch? Like that same 1-2, Adonis landed that left hand a few seconds before he landed the left hand that ended him.
Yeah, the shot you're referring to was a little bit off. It wasn't a shot, it was a little bit, Chad kind of saw it, and I think he kind of jabbed through it. And the next time he came around, Adonis saw the opportunity there again. And that's one thing I had been saying about Adonis. His boxing IQ is off the chart for that fight. And he showed that he can box for what little time that he was in there. And he showed his punching power with either hand. I think that they were looking for the right hook to the body. And you can hear everybody expecting that because Adonis hurts a lot of people with that right hook. And this time he hurt him with the left hand. And he's dangerous in both hands. And people have to just respect him for that. And they have to understand that Adonis can box. And if you try to box with him, there's still a chance that you get caught. And if you get caught, you get knocked out.
Now, again, and I know it seems like I'm trying to get you to be mad, but Max Kellerman and the whole HBO commentators kept mentioning how they were expecting body shots. And you just mentioned that Adonis does go to the body, but I don't necessarily believe the notion that he's known for body punching. Noel Gonzalez knocked him out with headshots. His last fight on ESPN, not his last fight, but one of his fights on ESPN, but in Canada, he knocked that guy stone cold out, headshot. I don't really see the knockouts to the body. I'm not saying he's not a big body puncher, but it doesn't bother you that they have this guy, this pure puncher, a phenom with power on their air, and they really don't know how to categorize him or get it right when they are going to categorize him.
Well, I'm assuming that everyone thought Adonis was going to go to the body because Chad was the taller fighter, and he's supposed to be the superior boxer, and they're expecting Adonis to get inside and brawl and use his punching power, and they don't respect Adonis as a boxer. He can box and he can punch. The fight was so short, so you didn't get a chance to see Adonis go to the body. I mean, what can you do about that? Adonis said that when I touch him, he's going to know. And he didn't expect it to go that far. He said it's not his fault. I guess Adonis predicted like a sixth, eighth round he would finally catch up to Chad and knock him out. And he said it wasn't his fault that he hit him and he fell. So Adonis is very dangerous with head shots and with body shots. It's just whatever he sees, he just goes after it and makes it count.
Let's transition to clearly Saturday night, co-main event, Jonathan Banks versus Seth Mitchell. Jonathan Banks has been here before. He's been with this opponent. How do you keep your fighter motivated? One, when the fight got canceled when it was supposed to happen in February. Two, when he already beat this guy and he beat him pretty, easily. How do you keep your fighter motivated? How do you make sure that he doesn't slack off?
Jonathan's motivated by himself. He's been here, like you said, his experience. He knows what he has to do. He's been saying for quite some time, it's his time now. And he understands that. He's very focused. Some people may think it's the new Jonathan Banks, but it's actually the old Jonathan Banks. When Jonathan Banks was an amateur, he was hungry, winning national championships, going to the Olympic trials, turning professional, being hungry to be a world champion and being on the elite level of boxing. Jonathan Banks has just found that extra spark inside of him, and now you see it. He's a trainer of Vladimir Klitschko, who's the heavyweight champion of the world, and now as a trainer, he understands that if I'm telling somebody what to do, I better be able to do it myself.
My last question before you go, because I know you're busy. With Jonathan Banks, does this fight being canceled and then rescheduled, does it stagnate him in a bit? Because guys like Brian Jennings have had 2 fights in between these 2 fights that are, this fight with this rematch. Deontay Wilder, 2 fights. A lot of the other heavyweights have continued to move on, while Banks unfortunately had to wait for this rematch with Seth Mitchell. Do you feel that it stagnates, or do you feel that this fight is that big that it blankets whatever any other heavyweight has done outside of the Klitschko's?
Well, I don't think it has any bother on Jonathan Banks for the long delay. When it was scheduled for February, Jonathan was ready, 100%. And he had learned a lot and improved a lot more at that time. Now with it being delayed, he's taking what he's learned from the February fight and improved on top of that. So he's getting better each time, and you'll see that come Saturday, June 22nd, on his birthday.
What are you predicting?
I'm predicting a knockout. I like knockouts. A knockout is the for sure way that you won the fight. You can't take that away.
And you can't deny that you're, coming from the school of Emmanuel Stewart. He always loved knockouts, and so do you. Sugar Hill, thank you very much, man, and we wish you all the best on Saturday night.
Okay, thank you.